Prepare to fight. Round begins in 3,
Okay.
2.
Let's start with the Croatian player on the Nyx right here. Spawning at the light armor next to Mega Health and yeah, giving it up right away. The mobility of the Doomslayer makes it so fast to push from the power-up spawn to the Mega Health. But he picks up the heavy himself and the railgun and a shotgun, so his arsenal is almost fully loaded. Rockets are missing, but then the most important weaponry is done for everyone. Nice trap from SLAmBam though. The 100 damage rocket from enemy. And both players are very hurting right now. I think the Doomslayer came out a little bit better out of that encounter. And enemy Scores is not going for the light armor below banana, so his overstack is not that huge. And another trap by SLAmBam. The lightning gun is not hitting all too well, and the railgun misses as well. But he removed all the overstack, and Nyx is now on the basic stack, which is not much to work with.
Yeah, he might do some damage here. He isn't in the position for taking the Mega Health, but he is punishing SLAmBam for lingering over the item. He was a little bit early, but enemy Scores decides to take the heavy, but after he takes the heavy, SLAmBam appears and does a lot of damage to enemy. Who, yeah, he will be glad that he took the heavy.
The armor is still going strong for enemy, but not all too strong, because SLAmBam almost has the same. Oh, the rails missed for both players. This would have been a nice punishment from enemy. Right after the pickup, the rocket hits for a little bit information more than damage it is. And we're back to square one, basically. Same stack.
There is a slight delay in between the two items. They both have the capabilities to get both items. Especially going from Mega Health to Heavy. Oh, but his rocket slams SLAmBam in the Mega Health. And enemy needs to use his invis to stop the incoming damage.
Now we see a race to the heavy, which is won by SLAmBam. And he hits the rail on top of that, so enemy Score stack is absolutely nothing, and he finishes it off with another rail. Pretty stylish first frag after 2 minutes in the game. Almost 3, that is. Oh, nice rail. Straight off the spawn. That is hurting if you're a light champion like Nyx is. And enemy Scores could die here once more, but he picks up a light armor to save him. For now, that is.
Oh, SLAmBam.
Good read from SLAmBam.
Shopping for some damage before he goes to the heavy. This is some nice play. Oh, but he might chase enemy into the item. So that's a saving grace for enemy. And if he's fast, he could go to the Mega, but no, SLAmBam is first to appear at an item and enemy leaves him be.
We could have seen another frag for SLAmBam here, but he overchased a little bit, and now enemy Score stack is okay, to all things considered. Takes a rail, but it is before the pickup. So oh, nice follow-up after the pickup. So the overstack is completely removed, and SLAmBam's ammunition is not looking all too great. Another good rail from enemy Scores, but the pickup is there for SLAmBam to save him for now. See a low ground fight. Can he get away with it? And he can. Enemy Scores ties the scoreline 1-1.
He's walking the predictable route, but the last moment he sees SLAmBam appearing at the bridge, and he does the wise thing and backs up. He's going through the small armor, which opens up the Mega Health, but SLAmBam is nowhere near it.
A ghost whip would be nice, and as soon as I think of that, enemy Scores uses it to snitch away the item. What a good play from him.
Yeah, if he didn't use that ability, he would have had it handy to the face.
Yeah. Basically, the value is doubled right there. Getting an item and denying a lot of damage. But he gets railed in return, and now it's time to deal some damage, and he does, but he gets railed again, and both players could basically die from anything here. Same stack for everyone, but SLAmBam has the position on the mega health to heal back up again.
That was a funny situation. SLAmBam used his crouch to peek, but he was still getting hit. Oh! Enemy falls down and hits some nice rocket damage onto SLAmBam, and he activates his ability. He tries to chase up, but SLAmBam is able to evade the fight.
Enemy scores the position again and picks up the item, gets a little bit of damage, but not all too much, so 150 HP for the Nyx right now. Gets up some vials, so the Ghost Walk is on less than 10 seconds right now. And this is a game changer ability. Oh, almost gets the rail off there. But he will get the heavy. Can he get out without it taking any damage? And he does so. Huge stack for the Nyx now. And SLAmBam needs to shop for some armor. And they will meet at the light armor at pillars, but the rail trade with favors enemy scores and a beautiful shot to finish it off. 1 frag lead now.
Yeah, he walked a little bit too much behind that pillar, and enemy scores was just holding the angle, waiting for him to walk back behind the pillar. And before he disappeared behind the pillar, he was shot and died.
Another good activation of the Ghost Walk that denies SLAmBam a lot of damage, if not a kill even. Nice railgun shots from both of the players, but enemy hits 2 of those. 2 frag lead now after 2 successful rail shots. What a beauty that is.
Yeah, I think SLAmBam's ducking technique doesn't pay out, because he moves a little bit slower around the corner because of that, and that was an easy hit for enemy. And now he gets SLAmBam again weak, but isn't able to follow up because SLAmBam retreats to stack up, which is wisely.
Enemy scores need some railgun ammunition, and he just picks it up. Is in a good position for the heavy as well, which is about to spawn. They meet at the stairs. Blindhagen is out for both, but SLAmBam uses the rockets. But the track of LG is just too good. Shaftastic kill from enemy score. Important Ghost Walk saves his ass.
Oh!
But this one hits! What a shot!
Nice. I didn't see that coming. That was a surprise. It was good for SLAmBam to turn up, and he gets a nice frag. He still has enough time to chase up something, because enemy is playing a light, and if you connect 1 or 2 shots, he's pretty much gone, especially out of control.
Yes, and he just does so with a beautiful direct. Make it a 1 frag game. Good decision to not overstay there. Now he knows where the Nyx is and he can start to chase, but he's beginning to get himself out of position for the mega health. He needs to hurry back. He is faster. Rocket jump up to boot. Railgun hits, and this is the moment where he needs to chase her. Ghost Walk is not used yet, so he still needs to kill her another time, basically.
Yeah, he got him so low. He basically could have used any weapon to delete him.
I was wrong.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, this would certainly kill. Nice.
Tie the game. That was just a question of time right now. When they found each other at banana, basically.
Nice, and SLAmBam takes the mega health. And enemy isn't near heavy. Oh, he just walks up the stairs and collects it. So they both got an item to their name. But SLAmBam needs to shop for some armor before the next fight. You really need it, especially in lightning gun fights.
Stopwatch.
Good rail from enemy scores, but the return from SLAmBam is even painfuler. More painful, actually.
And he used his ability just to be sure that he didn't get hit for a second time. So he will be shopping for time files. I don't know if SLAmBam is aware of that.
I think he is not.
And he's keeping enemy away from the mega health successfully, well, but he gets punished by some nice rails from enemy. Oh, he can.
When he catches him, the rocket jump was misread by enemy scores. The rockets missed though, and SLAmBam needs to be careful. He has no armor to work with, and this is the first map for enemy scores. What an aggressive push.
Yeah. It could have been either's game, but that last move got enemy scores the win.
Yeah, SLAmBam was on a suicide commando basically. Running into the enemy with no armor to work with. What a greedy push, someone would say. Okay, that puts up on map 2. Which is going to be Molten Falls, and we see enemy scores Visor against SLAmBam's Eisen.
Yeah, I think SLAmBam has a great name.
Yeah.
There's
But what do you
maybe
think?
there's maybe one other name I can think of who's even better, a Rambo Donut.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
But SLAmBam is also good, great. Yeah, Molten Eisen versus Visor. Ah. I think this was really close, and looking at the picks, they're both great champions for Molten. So I think this one will also be close.
Oh, we switched to the wrong map, so...
Yeah?
Ah, there it is. There it is. Yeah, I actually think that the Eisen is a very strong pick on Molten, but I have to favor the Visor though. He's just a little bit faster, and the piercing side on maps like this, they can be so valuable because you take away the gambling factor all the time, and this is just a huge contribution for the play, especially when you have to play from behind or if you have to get away out of a situation. It remains to be seen though how these two players play it out.
Yeah, does the vision show the turret?
I don't know. I can't tell you because I don't even know if the vision shows the totems.
I think it doesn't, but it's also for a spectator, it's hard to see if they see it because we have X-ray.
Yeah, exactly. We basically are Visor.
Prepare to fight.
Indeed.
Let's all let
Round
start on our
begins
fellow
in
wall hacking Russian.
3, 2, 1. Fight.
Getting the heavy spawn at shotgun. Picks up the shotgun right away. Piercing sight not used yet, which is kind of wise, but he decides to pick up the heavy before the light armor at railgun. He has some vials to work with. On this map, they're all around the heavy though, but he decides to pick up none of them so far. There we go, a few vials get picked up, but the turret has not been used as well. And we see an encounter at the lightning gun, nail gun range. Turret's being used, but basically dealt no damage. It died on arrival, but this was a nice drive by rail from SLAmBam.
Stopwatch.
The delay between the items is still not significant enough for one player to be able to get both of them in a rotation, though.
And SLAmBam is ducking again. His signature move. Ooh, but this time SLAmBam receives a lot of damage for appearing at the heavy. The only escape he has is to the jump pad. Oh, but he does some nice return damage and almost deletes enemy scores. He even scares him away from the heavy, but he chases him into the mega health. So they basically changed items, and SLAmBam's overstack on armor is already gone, so enemy scores is in a better position stack-wise right now.
Oh, especially after that rail. The fight for the heavy has not really begun yet, but SLAmBam picks the item up. He's still railable though, and enemy scores continues where he stopped, hitting all those rails and gets himself the first frag on the board.
And he chooses control over chasing SLAmBam, who just spawned near him. So again, he's outstacking him majorly. Oh, but not after those rockets from SLAmBam.
What a follow-up with the rail and the spawn again, basically in the face of each other. And SLAmBam has no HP. One shot of the spawning machine gun will kill him, and enemy scores cleans it up. These spawn ones are killing them.
Yeah, because he used his vision, he just basically exploded. It's something we have Sync Error to thank for. Every time you get a frag with your ability, you get the max amount of gips.
And the crouch wars begin again. Wallhack is used just after the pickup though, and all rails miss, so no damage traded. Both players with a huge stack, but after that rocket, SLAmBam is in the clear advantage here. And enemy scores retreat. SLAmBam is not in the mood of chasing right now.
Yeah, and enemy scores. That was a demotivating rocket. He was happy until that one hit. But
Yeah.
he gets to his own items. Oh, what receives a 90 to the face from SLAmBam, who gets nothing in return. So he's on the aggressive, and especially after that rail trade. So enemy scores is a bit weak, and he might walk into Timmy.
Oh, what a frag.
Yeah, nice rocket jump to get the angle for the finishing blow. Yeah, and he just missed out on mega health, but he did get the frag, so I think he will be satisfied. Out of rockets.
The turret didn't drop, but it might be in a good position anyway. Rails being traded. Favors SLAmBam though, because SLAmBam picked up the heavy right before that. And no armor pickup for enemy, so the mega health is not all too well guarded at the moment. We'll see if he can add some armor. Who knows though? Who knows?
Well, SLAmBam is denying the small armors.
5-minute warning. Relieved tide.
Yeah, the Croatian player ties the game up.
Impressive. Taken.
And he even gets the lead after picking up the mega health.
Yeah, he didn't have the position, but SLAmBam just dropped down. He did hit a rocket, but he also got one in return, and yeah, enemy just picked up the item. So he survived the fight because of his overstack, which is now gone, and SLAmBam gets the Mega before enemy is even able to see if it spawned.
Oh, nice rails from SLAmBam, and the stack difference couldn't be bigger right there.
Yeah, he scares enemy off of the heavy and slaps it to his chest. So he still has something to say in this game. An enemy wisely retreats to the other end of the map. He was in time to punish that elevator play, but his rockets didn't connect. SLAmBam actually got the enemy really low, but he chose control over the frag. But now he's able to chase. Enemy
Lights him up.
enemy did not collect any small armor after that fight, so his stack was removed in an instant. So a bit more than 2 minutes to go, and we have a tie. Just as last map, by the way.
Stopwatch.
Yeah, but this looks much more in the favor of SLAmBam at the moment. The huge stack difference, just as I say it, gets removed by enemy's rail. What a beautiful shot that was. The Mega Health is there to pick up, but he gets railed before it, so the armor is gone. They meet at the health bubbles, and now SLAmBam has 0 armor to his name anymore. This is a messy fight though. Anyone could come on top, and the rocket from enemy scores almost seals the fate. Both players are railable now. The heavy's about to spawn, but SLAmBam has the better position for that and will beat enemy scores to the pickup.
Yeah,
They meet at railgun though, and the shotgun against the rocket launcher against the railgun. But for now, the shotgun wins.
Yeah, it really goes back and forth. SLAmBam was in a position to get the frag, but he walked into the rocket from enemy, who used the cover from the wall there to mitigate incoming damage. But in the following instance, enemy got the damage.
1 minute warning.
Well, in this instance, it was both who did some damage, but none did enough to go for the chase and get another frag. Again, they deal damage to each other, and they decide to back off.
Enemy scores opens the back for the heavy with a beautiful railgun, and just that shot alone basically earns him the item. SLAmBam is setting up for the Mega Health, but he gets railed again, and he's basically railable. Not basically, he is, but he picks up the item. Railable again after another rail from enemy scores. Just not anymore. Enemy scores is chasing him, but misses the rail shot.
This is the first time we actually got a bit of a chase, but they both don't want to give away this map.
Sudden death.
And another sudden death.
Again, really tense, close map. Ooh!
He traps him with a lightning gun up the downstep, but the track is not all too well so far. The kill was not conducted from enemy scores right there, but SLAmBam still is lacking any armor. This could come back to haunt him. Enemy scores beats him to the light armor at the railgun. But I just was to say, if SLAmBam was moved quick enough, he would have been picking up the heavy, but he did not. So enemy score stack is overwhelming compared to SLAmBam's right now. And SLAmBam wisely is moving out of the mega health area for good measure. He needs to do some damage on the exit, but he pushes.
No, nice.
Lighting up the
Oh.
bounce pad is beautiful, but a great defensive rocket stops the chase.
Yeah, but now he's in the position to get the heavy. So he has a reason to appear at the mega health, and his turret is over there.
He also denied the light armor for enemy scores. That was a very heads-up play.
Yeah, enemy is around 60, I think. Oh, but he gets the opening rail. But still decides to leave. But SLAmBam does the same and chooses to go for the small armor. This is pretty good dueling. They are managing both their sacks really well. It's just a matter of who does the first unreturned opening damage, which will give them the green light to chase the last frag up.
Rails traded, but it heavily favors SLAmBam, especially after picking up the heavy armor. He's not chasing anything though. Wisely though, because he was all out of rockets. They needed the mega health and got picked up by SLAmBam with two beautiful rockets. He finishes the overtime and equalizes the scoreline.
Wow.
What a
That was
match.
clutch. Yeah, he lifted enemy scars up and he planted the follower rocket just at the point where he was going to fall down. That was a nice frag.
Yeah, if enemy scores is a little faster, we might see another turnaround there. But with the rotations being as they were, there was no chance for enemy scores at that last encounter at the mega health, basically. So,
Yeah.
the ruins. The Sandal Runner against Galena.
Ooh. Yeah, skill bearer wins all.
Gotta say, I put my money on the scale bearer in general as well, but a Galena can be a very nice pick against that with the amount of control she gains on the map with the totems. She may be able to play the ranged game and hit the rails. And enemy scores rail on the last map did 1.5k damage already. So we could see the ranged game, but it
Yeah.
depends on how well SLAmBam's position himself, right?
Yeah, you might be onto something because this is not Awoken or Deep Embrace. This is a map where it's pretty large and you can hide your totems away. So if you can use that to stack up enough to survive an attack from Skullbearer. Well, yeah, I think enemy scores needs to prove if Galena is a good counter pick to Skullbearer on ruins.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen in the QPL even this weekend a few good performances of the Scale Bearer on this map already. I think Saiget was rocking it and so was Rafa, and they both won their respective maps. And this one is a deciding map as well, as it's 1-1 right now. It remains to be seen, yeah, if the Sandals of Haste, as Gravy phrases it, will come out on top or not. Both players are ready, and that gives us, yeah, basically the time to search for a server to start off the deciding map.
So it's 1-1 in score.
Yes. And as we're loading the map, Ruins of Sarnath, a very nice map, plays insanely great duels on it. I gotta put my money on the scale bearer. Not just because of the pick. I think this is equal, but especially because he's the player who won the last map and got the momentum. SLAmBam with that overtime double rocket to finish it off. I think he's gonna take it. Okay.
Yeah, and skill is just a pain in the arse.
Prepare to fight.
It's
Round
just really hard to counter
3,
his
2,
ability.
1. Fight.
Yes, so starting off with the Sandals of Haste. Both pick up the items right away. There is a half a second delay, if any. SLAmBam with the rockets to work, and he's now in a position where the rocket launcher is not the best weapon, and he gives his position away. It could have been a rail shot, but enemy scores was too far around the corner already. Now with a full arsenal, the scale bearer has nothing to fear. There's basically nothing that can stop him in his tracks at the moment. And he is at the heavy item. And they traded, and look at the stack difference that causes. Huge stack from the scale bearer at the moment.
It's insane. He gets to 200 armor. It's just not fair. Yeah, and enemy scores decides wisely to do some damage from a distance. But actually, we're 1 minute in and there's no damage exchange, only items. And enemy scores has 2 totems up right now.
Oh, he just
A
got the
3!
overstack.
Indeed.
So now is the time where he wants to play for the heavy, because he basically has a mega in his pocket. And they find each other at the rockets, but the damage from enemy scores is actually huge, and SLAmBam really has to take care. He has his Bull Rush still ready, which is a huge damage reduction tool. But what a combo kill from enemy scores. 85 HP left, but the heavy is there to pick up. Equal stacks, so not anymore after the railgun from SLAmBam, who just turned the corner in the right this second.
Yeah, I wanted to compliment on his choice to go for the heavy instead of the mega, because he has triple stacked totems. So he doesn't need the mega health, and it's really a good decision to deny the armor against a heavy champion.
Bonus is being used and hits, but not too much damage, because there was still a huge amount of armor on the Galena and the beautiful rockets. 2-0 for enemy scores. Oh, nice railgun from enemy scores, and he still has the overstack to work with, and he's gonna heal up with it once more. So much HP granted already, and he's basically had the overstack for almost 1 minute or even longer now.
Yeah, he's basically a Galena tank.
He is. What a rocket. And another heal up from the totems, and because he keeps refreshing them, they are because he keeps placing new totems, he keeps refreshing the old ones as well. Getting very high value at the moment out of those totems, but he gives up the position on the mega health though. So SLAmBam stack is not all too weak, but look at that Galena. Almost becoming Solag, that's how thick she is right now.
It's a really good tactic against a heavy like skill bearer. And all the damage he does is beginning from a distance. And as soon as SLAmBam decides to move in, he uses rockets. Finish the deal. But this time an aggressive push, and the first entry damage is for SLAmBam. And he finished the job. after using the bull rush.
Perfect use of the bull rush there, getting maximum value out of it. They're reducing a lot of damage and denying the momentum stop from enemy scores rockets. First frag for SLAmBam on this map. And there's still so much time, so he does not have to hurry anything. And they find each other again. Bull rush is almost ready. But the railgun stops him for now. Maybe not. Picks up the small armor, and this is a kill for him. When enemy scores went under that little cave there, basically, he was that because there's no way out.
Yeah, I think he had overstacked totem, but he was just missing armor to survive the steady lightning gun of SLAmBam.
Now with the heavy coming up next. Galina definitely wants to set up for that, but he's not in the position because SLAmBam is in the room already. And he will get himself the item.
Ooh,
He's trying for some good exit damage and landing a direct rocket, it seems like. So he could be playing for that mega health as well, and they meet at the teleporter exit. The rockets are great, but so is the lightning gun. Who will be faster? Is the bull rush being used? Railgun misses and mega health goes to SLAmBam.
He's actually holding the finger on the trigger of his ability. I'm surprised that he doesn't use it, but even without it, he's getting the frags.
Especially for that push on the mega, it would have been very useful. If he would have survived the railgun shot with it, but he doesn't even need his ability. Beautiful lightning gun tracking.
And
This was a clean kill.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he leaves the totems up. Because enemy still has totems to retreat to, but he might be caught before he's there.
Oh, but he has overstack again, and getting more than 100 HP out of one totem because he refreshed it by placing another one. But SLAmBam lands all those rails, so it means nothing. The mega health goes to enemy scores, and with 3 minutes left, there's a lot of time for a Galina to mount a comeback. And the bull rush is being used, but good level change from enemy scores, and we could see a kill from him. He needs to push that. The nails are painful, but the lightning gun is even more painful, and he conducts the execution of the scale bearer in beautiful manner down in the heavy room. Picks up the item, and now the stacks are pretty even. Mega health is spawning, but no player is actually near. Nice nail gun damage after the pickup. SLAmBam stack is gone completely. But enemy's not pushing in for the kill. He hears him behind him.
Yeah, he does have some time. Yeah, I think SLAmBam is just holding to his lead, and he thinks, yeah, you have to do the job. Oh,
That was.
Oh, that he just exploded right after the boost rod. Yeah.
So it even made the bounce possible to dunk the scale bearer on the totem, though. It was very unfortunate. But this draws the game, and now it's anyone's game. But after those rails, it's a little bit more enemy scores game at the moment. Especially after this one. And he follows it up with a third in a row to get himself the 1 frag lead. 2 minutes and 1 minute and 40 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, so actually, SLAmBam needs to work a bit harder this time. I will give him some screen time. Actually, the mega goes to enemy, who's also still is having those totems around the map. Oh, but he... Wow.
No ball rush being used, it cost him so much. And the totem and rocket damage was just too much.
Yeah, he needed one rocket more until
1 minute
enemy
warning.
scores, but
Tank.
enemy sealed the deal before SLAmBam could release that rocket.
In general, we're seeing very few ghost walks out of SLAmBam, and now he's only 45 seconds to mount a comeback. This rail is a good start, the follow-up as well, but he's low himself, and the enemy scores will get the mega hull to fall back on. So no immediate frag for SLAmBam right here. And he also has the overstack again. The heavy armor goes to SLAmBam, but the rail denies the push once more, and the time is running out, Rob.
Yeah, this was nicely played by enemy. Maybe SLAmBam should clean up the map more, especially against Galena with her totems, because enemy scores just had all 7 minutes of overstack.
Yeah, basically.
You
And he
win.
takes the series with that.
Nice, good play. Yeah, so both maps were actually pretty close.
Indeed, they were. Another close series from SLAmBam, but enemy scores walks out the winner of that. And let's see what this spells for the group. As enemy scores will be the only one at 5 wins and 0 losses in his group. But he only has 1 point more than SLAmBam and only 2 points more than Michael after this series. So it's still a very, very tight race at the lead.
Yeah, it's great to see those rankings just as we are finishing the last few or entering the last few weeks for the games.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we are going to get another one because Kismet just informed us in the stream chat that he had to reschedule his game.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
It really is.
But that actually means
No one is there for Frotza Muta,
no.
which is kind of a bummer. Guys, play with Frotza, please. No.
I already did.
Yeah, me too. We can't. I only have 2 matches left. If we assume that Fab Feline is out for good. And that's Rava and no, 3 matches. Rava, Radur, and Pluto. Not Mech.
Yeah, I think I saw Raba play Quake Champions recently, so
Yeah, she starts to practice now.
maybe she's pregnant. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we can cast Gravy against Frotza if there's no one else who wants to who is able to play in the cup, that is.
Oh, they're just gonna play
For fun. Yeah, so we didn't do all the setup for nothing. Well, it was nothing, but not just for one match.